Now, what's interesting is every so many thousands of years, we perfectly align with the galactic equator. In other words, if there's a straight line from our Earth straight to the center of the Milky Way, right exactly where the black hole is located, and it's sending supercharged particles directly at us. Those particles are affecting our DNA, our consciousness, our thoughts, and everything else. It's penetrating even our bodies. And so this is why we go through these cycles of rise and fall and awakenings. This is all part of the awakening process. We're in a part of the galaxy right now that is enabling and expediting the awakening of mankind on Earth.
Yeah. So we're not going to float for 7 seconds and fall back down.
We're not going to float for 7 seconds.
August 12th.
Okay, August 12th.
And then when I searched that up, it already said hoax.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing it everywhere, so I'm like, when Billy shows up, I'm asking him, am I floating on the 12th?
No, we're good. We're okay.
Okay.
Going back to the ocean, I want to know about the ancient civilization of Atlantis.
Oh, man, Atlantis. What an incredible story. You know, the Atlantis is a huge story because it was a great ringed city in most likely in the Atlantic Ocean near the Azores, in my opinion. I kind of go along with Randall Carson's theory. I believe he's been spot on the whole time for his location of ancient Atlantis. And now, you know, near the Pillars of Hercules and all of that, the whole story kind of really points to where he's discovered. He just came back from the Azores, as a matter of fact. And now, it would have been a perfect place for climatization and the city to thrive and evolve. Atlantis was just one capital, though. It was a beautiful place, one capital of dozens that existed on Earth at the same time. If you really want to understand what Atlantis was everywhere on Earth. Atlantis was the Earth itself. We're sitting right now in Atlantis. It was everywhere. They spread from one place, like I told you in the Emerald Tablets, and they spread around the world, and they duplicated Kemet everywhere, and everywhere became Atlantis after the Great Flood. Not only Earth, I personally believe Atlantis also spread from Earth to the moon and then even to Mars. There are old images that you can get from old missions and old moon images from old satellites, or even from the Mercury missions, that you can clearly see structures on the moon. And this is long before Photoshop, long before AI even existed. I was showing this stuff back in 2011.
Right.
And some of the files came from this astronaut that I used to know. Unfortunately, he passed away, older guy. He wasn't an astronaut that went into space, but he was the one that used to train in some of the simulators and test them out before the real astronauts came in. And he picked up a handful of these documents and walked out with them one day, and that's how we got our hands on these. And so those are real. Mars, you look at the Mars data, look at the gigapans, you look at the Opportunity and Spirit rover data, you all of a sudden begin to see anomalies on Mars, and Mars is called the god of war. And you see that Mars is a result of some type of catastrophe or calamity that happened there. It's got a mud plain, everything's flowed over and ran over everything. You can see the mud flow. You can also check the science data from the REMS unit, the Global Surveyor, and the rovers themselves have transmitted back xenon in the atmosphere and the soil in abundant amounts. Now, not any kind of xenon. Xenon is an isotope. You can get xenon, but weapons-grade xenon in abundant amounts in the soil and the atmosphere? Mars is a product of a nuclear war in the ancient past. That's why they called it the god of war. And I believe that this war that was happening in Atlantis on Earth extended to the moon and even as far as Mars. And that's my personal hypothesis.